Today we're going to be talking about this block, Crying Obsidian. What is it? Where do you get it? Why would you want it? Why does it cry? Why is it so sad? Before we get started on today's video though, I do want to say a big thank you to those of you who are YouTube members. Thank you so much for your direct support. You get access to a server that I play on, and also you get access to emotes, and also you get access to early videos, and you get access to vlogs, depending on what level that you support we're at. Thank you so much for your support. Also, I want to quickly mention that we have a brand new poster, the Nether 1.16 poster, up for sale at helloomg.com. It is gorgeous, it is beautiful, so please check it out in all of its amazing glory. Once again, helloomg.com. So here we are inside of Minecraft, and this is what we're gonna be talking about, Crying Obsidian. So maybe you have found this in a chest, maybe you have found it like I have just now at a location, or that's not supposed to be, that didn't naturally spawn there, get rid of it. Maybe you just, I don't know, like watching every single one of my videos. Thank you very much for that. But let's talk all about it. So Crying Obsidian is a block that will naturally generate in the world and also can be found in chests and can also be traded with piglins in order to get. Now, what does it do? We're gonna get to that in just a moment. What can you use it for? We're gonna get to that in just a moment. So starting off, how do you get it? Well, it is naturally generating in these ruined portals. Ruined portals will generate in the Nether and in the overworld. Sorry, end, but you don't get any Nether portals. That makes sense because you can't have another portal in the end anyway. And whenever these ruined portals generate, there's a whole bunch of different styles of these ruined portals. They will have Crying Obsidian somewhere within that portal. There is also another place that they generate. Hello button that isn't random at all. Boop, there we go. We are inside of a Bastion Remnant, and inside of some of the chests inside of Bastion Remnants, you can get Crying Obsidian. Now, for some reason, piglins love Crying Obsidian. They don't love it as much as gold, but they do love it. They love Crying Obsidian. And you can barter with them in order to get it. So right here, I have a very, very simple bartering machine that uses a piglin to pick up the gold over and over and over again. This soul sand is making sure that whatever he throws won't accidentally go back up into that chamber, and everything is collected with a hopper down below. And you can see that he gave me a little bit of Crying Obsidian in this short while that I have been running him. I know what you're thinking, but Chad, can you craft Crying Obsidian? And the answer is that you actually can't. No, you cannot craft Crying Obsidian. You have to either find it in the world, find it in a chest, or barter with piglins in order to get Crying Obsidian. Sorry, I wish you could craft it maybe with lapis or something. What purple block is it? Purple blocks? No, not possible. Can't craft it. What can you use it for? Here I am up here, just up by this glowstone. I'm sure that you are up here all the time, and then you just do a natural little fall way down to the bottom. So if you have Crying Obsidian and you have glowstone, you can craft the only thing that you're able to craft with Crying Obsidian, and that is the respawn anchor. And the respawn anchor is a really cool block. The respawn anchor has a really cool history with Crying Obsidian. So let's talk a little bit about the history of Crying Obsidian before we move on to some more uses for Crying Obsidian. And the old version of Crying Obsidian, which you can actually see by choosing options, resource packs, and then programmer art, and then choosing done, and you'll see the old texture of Crying Obsidian. Well, this Crying Obsidian was supposed to be a way for players to set their spawn point in the world, but beds kind of took over that behavior, and Crying Obsidian was never implemented. 9 years later, Crying Obsidian is now in the 1.16 update, and so I love that they took Crying Obsidian and took the original intent, which was to have it be a spawn point anchor, and then built it into a new block called the respawn anchor. And this respawn anchor does have a little bit of crying obsidian textures inside of it. So you can see the bottom is the same. You can see this edge right here, very, very similar. And then you have the rest of the respawn anchor at the top. Respawn anchor, just for you guys to remember, is powered by glowstone and can give 4 respawns after you've clicked it, just like how you have to click a bed to set your spawn point. You can click that respawn anchor and get respawned by it. Now, what other uses? Now that I've had my tangent of respawn anchor-ness, what else can the crying obsidian be used for? Well, a lot of people would originally guess that crying obsidian can be used in place of obsidian and can make a portal out of the nether. Well, sad to say that cannot happen and that this will not create a portal for you to use. Crying obsidian and obsidian are not synonymous whenever you are making a portal. If even just a single block of the normal portal, which a normal portal would have obsidian at least in these places, so you need 3 and 2 at least, and you can expand that. You don't need anything in the corners. But like I said, if any bit of this was replaced with crying obsidian, it will not work. Just as if that was like nylium. Like, yeah, of course that's not gonna work because it's not obsidian. It needs to be obsidian in order for the portal to work. Now, you can kind of like fancy up your portal if you wanted to with some crying obsidian, but it cannot be the actual edges of a portal. So what other use is there for crying obsidian if that wasn't a use? Come on, you just said a use that wasn't a use. Come on, let's get to actual uses other than the respawn portal. And to be honest, really the only other use is as a light source. You can see the light has changed a little bit with me putting down this crying obsidian. So it is a light source. It gives off a light level of 10, which may not seem like a lot of light, but considering the fact that it has a blast resistance of 1,600, it is by far the strongest light you have in the game. So if you have some type of situation where you're in a box, an obsidian box, which, you know, I'll just make one of those. There we go. I have this box of obsidian. It's all blah. There we go. So if you're inside of here and you want some light, boop, respawn anchor, boop. Respawn anchor, boop, crying obsidian. And this actually even looks better in the overworld. Maybe we'll make one in the overworld. Here we go. Much darker. Ugh, can't see anything. But then you add some crying obsidian up in here, and now you can actually see because of the light level that crying obsidian gives off. So if you wanted some type of explosion chamber, and you also wanted some amount of light inside of it, you could use crying obsidian as your light source because it gives off that light level, but also has a super high blast resistance. By the way, crying obsidian is associated with an advancement. So as you can see in my advancements area inside of the nether, who is cutting onions? And all you have to do is hold a bit of crying obsidian, and then you are able to get that advancements. You also get the not quite 9 lives advancement from charging a respawn anchor all the way up to the maximum. So you also get some cool advancements from crying obsidian. So to reiterate, crying obsidian is an awesome block. It has an awesome texture, even with some particles on it. It can be found inside of ruined portals, inside of chests, inside of the Bastion Remnant, and that is really almost like a ton of different type of chests. You get it in like treasure rooms, you get it in all the different types of chests. There's a few that it won't spawn in, but most of them it will. And you can also get it from bartering. It cannot be crafted. You cannot use it in a portal, another portal. You can craft it into a respawn anchor. It gives off a light level of 10 and has a really high blast resistance. So you may want to use this in some area that's going to have a lot of explosions and need a little bit of light. And that about wraps it up for crying obsidian. I hope that you found this video helpful and useful. If you did, please give this video a big ol' thumbs up. Also, make sure you subscribe for future videos. Tips, tricks, tutorials, and spotlights are all that we cover, and Let's Plays now, all that we cover here on OMG Craft. Hey, I want to give you one more reminder that, first off, YouTube members are amazing, and thank you for subscribing, but also that we have a Nether poster, a 1.16 Nether poster, which is incredible and awesome. I absolutely love it. I love the design, and I think it is so cool looking. You can find it at helloomg.com. Please check it out. I am very proud of it, and I'll even sign it for you. There's an option for that if you want to choose that option. Thanks so much for watching this episode of OMG Craft. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.